So this is Advent of Code. It's sort of it's an Advent calendar designed to give you programming challenges that are sort of Christmas themed. It seemed cute when I checked it out, so I thought I might stream it. So there's 2 puzzles per day on the Advent calendar, so 50 puzzles per year. It looks like the puzzles themselves are the same, but the input is randomized. This is just something I'm doing for fun. Can I make this any bigger so it's readable? I think I'm gonna go with Python. I could do this in a number of different languages, but I think I'm just gonna do it in Python. Let's see. Let's make this a little bigger text. Is this pretty readable, the chat? I guess I should make this readable as well. Hold on, I can probably do this in Atom, and this will look a little nicer maybe. Let me close some project folders, and then I can probably do this in Atom. Might be a little bit nicer that way. Alright, this should be doable. Okay, so the first problem is Santa is trying to deliver presents in a large apartment building, but he can't find the right floor. The directions he got are a little confusing. He starts on the ground floor, and then follows the instructions one character at a time. So an opening paren means he goes up 1 floor, and a closing paren means he goes down 1 floor. And it has a number of examples. I can get input. So here's my input. And I need to give the output. So... I'm actually kind of rusty on Python, so I'm wondering how good this is going to be. I'm going to do my best. Let's see. View, increase font size, Control Shift. Let's try to make this readable. So I think I can just iterate over characters, right? I haven't used Python in a little bit. I don't know why. So just a simple program that adds 1 to a counter if I get an open paren and subtracts 1 from a counter if I get a closed paren. And it says that my answer is 138. That's correct. Part 2. Given the same instructions, find the position of the first character that causes him to enter the basement, floor -1. If the first character in the instructions has position 1, second character has position 2, and so on. And then if x equals -1, what's the position of the character that causes Santa to first enter the basement? Oh, not X. So I just need to enumerate. And it's going to be n plus 1 because we're not doing 0 index. Alright. So that's our first day done. Alright. I was told there would be no math. The elves are running low on wrapping paper, and so they need to submit an order for more. They have a list of the dimensions, length L, width W, and height H of each present, and only want to order exactly as much as they need. Fortunately, every present is a box. A perfect right rectangular prism, which makes calculating the required wrapping paper for each gift a little easier. Find the surface area of the box, which is that. The elves also need a little extra paper for each present, the area of the smallest side. The area of the smallest side. For example, a present with dimensions 2, 3, 4 requires square feet of wrapping paper plus 6 square feet of slack for a total of 58 square feet. A present with dimensions 1, 1, 10 requires that much plus 1 square foot of slack for a total of 43. All numbers in the elves list are in feet. How many total square feet of wrapping paper should they order? Okay, so this is my input. So new file, day2.py. So here's my input. Okay. So for line in input dot split on the new line character, print line. Let's just see if we get that right. Okay, so I got all that. Bum bum bum. All right, so what's the output I need? How many total square feet of wrapping paper should they order? Okay, so that's what my output is. So for each line, then I'm going to get my dimensions. So dim equals int x for x and line dot split on the x's. So print dim. Okay, so I've got my dimensions, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually sort them. If I sort them, that means that the first 2 dimensions are the ones that I need for the slack. So this should give them to me in sorted order. Yep. Alright, so in this case, total plus equals, let's see, 2 times, let's see, let's unpack this. So ABC equals dim. Total plus equals 2 times A times B plus B times C plus A times C plus A times B. I think that's correct. I have to print out the total still. Where did it go? Come back. Come back. There we go. Alright. Supposedly that's my answer. Cool. Would I recommend Atom as an ID? Atom's not an ID. It's a glorified text editor. Would I recommend it though? I like Atom. I do. It's lightweight in terms of only doing the bare minimum. I don't really like full IDEs. They scare me. I'm frightened of them. But Atom is very powerful for just being a glorified text editor. Elves are also running low on ribbon. Ribbon is all the same width, so they only have to worry about the length they need to order, which they would like to be exact. The ribbon required to wrap a present is the shortest distance around its sides, or the smallest perimeter of any one face. That makes sense. Each present also requires a bow made out of ribbon as well. The feet of ribbon required for the perfect bow is equal to the cubic feet of the volume of the present. John, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Don't ask how they tie the bow, though. They'll never tell. So a present with dimensions 2 times 3 times 4 requires that much ribbon to wrap the present, plus 2 times 3 times 4 feet of ribbon for the bow, for a total of 34 feet. So how many feet of ribbon should they... Okay, so for feet of ribbon, it's just... It's just 2 times A times B. No, 2 times A plus B. Plus A times B times C. I don't know. That looks correct to me. Alright. Day 2 in the books. Alright. Perfectly spherical houses in a vacuum. Santa's delivering presents to an infinite two-dimensional grid of houses. He begins by delivering a present to the house at his starting location, and then an elf at the North Pole calls him via radio and tells him where to move next. Moves are always exactly one house to the north, south, east, or west. After each move, he delivers another present to the house at his new location. However, the elf back at the North Pole has a little too much eggnog, and so his directions are a little off, and Santa ends up visiting some houses more than once. How many houses receive at least one present? For example, delivers presents to 2 houses, delivers presents to 4 houses in a square, including twice to the house at his starting and ending location. Okay, yeah, I see that. Please tell me it's not a really long string. I mean... Okay. So let's be real for a second. I could absolutely over-engineer this, but this input string is way too short for me to care. I don't know, man. What do you want from me? 0, 0 are my initial coordinates, and for C in input, let's see. I need a set. How does Java do, or how does Python do sets? I haven't done sets in a while. I can just do sets of tuples, right? It'll check, it'll identify whether or not they're similar correctly, right? Okay. Are sets mutable? I'm looking up the docs really quickly for set so I can remember how to do it. How do I add to a set? Add. Okay, add. And then I can use in. Yeah, got it. Got it. So, let's see. Visited dot add chords. So let's see. If C is an up caret, then chords equals XY equals chords. Chords equals X plus 1. It really actually doesn't matter if I get this part right, as long as I'm mildly consistent, right? Because it shouldn't be X, it should really be Y, right? Y minus 1 if I want to think about it in those terms. Every bit of this code could be better. Is this just like a standard constructor? Like I can just do this to add that to the list immediately and then put my visid line as the last thing here? Probably. That probably works. And then all I want to do is print visited, nope, len visited, right? So this should only give me 2 if I do this, right? Yeah. $20.81. Alright, next year, to speed up the process, Santa creates a robot version of himself, Robo Santa, to deliver presents with him. I was thinking about it as negative goes up, but okay. Yeah. Santa and Robo Santa start at the same location, delivering 2 presents to the same starring house. Then take turns moving based on instructions from the elf, who is agnoggedly reading from the same script as Does this work? Well, at the very least, we'll see if it just crashes. Okay, so let me test one of the inputs they gave, because I want to be certain I'm getting the same answer. This supposedly should give 11. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm content then. 2341. Cool. Santa needs help mining some Advent oh Christ. Very similar to Bitcoins. Is this a clickable link so you can learn about Bitcoin? Yep, Wikipedia, Bitcoin. To do this, he needs to find MD5 hashes, which in hexadecimal start with at least 5 zeros. The input to the MD5 hash is some secret key, your puzzle input given below, followed by a number in decimal. To mine Advent coins, you must find Santa the lowest positive number that produces such a hash. What? Do I need to just... Wait, really? I'm just supposed to, like, include an MD5 library? Is that... Am I in the right headspace right now that I'm just supposed to use an MD5 library? Looks like it's hashlib in Python. Okay. Not totally in love with this one. I get like weirdly antsy when I code on stream. I don't know why, but like I'm feeling antsy right now. My hands are just like shaky. No, thank you. Is this the thing I'm supposed to do? Must be string, not int. I'm sorry, do I not know how to concatenate strings in Python? Can I not concatenate strings that way? Do I just have to... Is that... It starts with not correct? Oh, thank you. I just, yeah, okay. Unicode objects must be encoded before hashing. Well, nothing brings me more joy than going through this process. Concatenate string to bytes. Is there... Christ, I don't remember how to do this. It's just encode. Okay. Thanks. Okay, well I didn't increment I, which may have been part of my problem. But why did that eventually terminate? Do I have to reinitialize M each time? That's gonna be slow. I was kind of hoping I understood how update worked on hashlib. I apparently do not understand how update works. Oh no. Oh, it's equivalent to a single call with the concatenation of the arguments. Woof. Okay, well, let's let this... Okay, it found it instantly. Now find one that starts with 6 zeros. Oh, I don't know how I'll update my code to ever manage this. You know what? I feel like the result that I'm having now is what I get for being snarky, you know? Okay, well I hope I don't have to do another stupid one like that. Day 5, another stupid one. Santa needs help figuring out which strings in his text file are naughty or nice. A nice string is one with all of the following properties. It contains at least 3 vowels, like A-I... Okay. It contains at least 1 letter that appears twice in a row. Okay. And it does not contain the following strings, even if they are part of one of the other requirements. This one's cute. Just dumb text parsing, but cute. Okay. So what are the rules? How many strings are nice? Is nice. If for pattern in, let's see, AB, CD, PQ, XY, if pattern in S, turn false. Contains at least one letter that appears twice in a row. I can do this with a zip. Let me remind myself how to use zip. This is going to be good for me. I'm going to remind myself how to use zip real quick. I love zip. It's my favorite. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Pansy. I wish I could make it more big. Yeah, okay. For XY in zip, S, of 1 and S of 1. If X equals Y, return true. Whoa, buddy. Okay. So that checks to see whether or not successive elements are the same. Who's this music? That right there was Apples in Stereo. Coda by Apples in Stereo. Thanks, John. And this is Belle and Sebastian. I never have a bad thing to report. You're my picture on the wall. Later, Pansy. There you go. That's what's playing. I'm glad you liked it, John. Alright, so what's the last thing? Contains at least 3 vowels. I can probably just do a filter, right? Filter in Python 3. How do I do filters? Please remind me. It's been a while since I've used any of these methods. Filtering. Function sequence, got it. If len of filter of lambda x in A-E-I-O-U, and the thing I'm filtering is s, if that is greater than or equal to 3, turn true. Please stop doing that. Turn false. Bum bum. Unexpected EOF. Oh, that's because I didn't finish this. Yeah, that's probably gonna be... Really? That doesn't work? I can't just write that? Oh, oof. Okay, so it sort of works. I just don't remember how to exhaust a filter into a list. Can't I just say list? It's like, can't I just do list to turn into a list? Yeah, that'll work. I don't need both of them to be... Is it true? Did it say I need them both to be true? Nice string is one with all of the following properties. Oh, my bad. I just misread the prompt. Okay, well I can fix this. I'm just being extraordinarily lazy the way I'm writing this. Count 0 if is nice. No, why did you put parentheses there? Did I do that? Is nice line count plus equals 1 print count. Can you stop? Make me... You're embarrassing me. Realizing the error of his ways, Santa has switched to a better model of determining whether a string is naughty or nice. None of the old rules apply, as they are all clearly ridiculous. Now a nice string is one with all of the following properties. It contains a pair of any two letters that appears at least twice in the string without overlapping. I hate this. What is Santa up to? What is Santa up to, you know? Like, can we talk about what Santa's problem is? What is Santa's problem? Can't even remember how to use range correctly. I'm so rusty on Python. Hold on, I'll find it. I've got the docs. It's way easier for me to start, stop, and step. Got it. It's up to but not including, right? I think I remember that correctly. Yeah. Alright, so I actually want length -1. And then I want for j in range of I plus 2, len s minus 1. Okay. So this gives me 2 starting points, and now I just want to check to see whether or not the strings that I extract are the same. So if I don't know, s I plus 2 is equal to s at j plus 2. Stop. Okay, so it's got to have that nonsense. What's the other thing? It contains one letter which repeats exactly one with exactly one letter in between them. Okay. Let's see. 4xy in zip of s indent -2 and s two onward. If x is equal to y at that point, then return true. Because at that point we found both of the conditions if we got that far, otherwise return false. Well, it says that it can't overlap. It says a pair of 2 letters. Nice. 69. Fun. Because your neighbors keep defeating you in the holiday house decorating contest year after year, you've decided to deploy 1 million lights. Couldn't you just use regex? Yeah. If you want to write regex in short order, have fun with it, but I'm not in the business of losing an hour because I've got to write a regular expression. Don't you want to go apeshit? I'm sure someone did that puzzle and said, I've written plenty of regex in my life. I've written enough of it that I know not to write any more of it. Yeah, I know. My regex is probably rustier than my Python, though, so unless you want to watch me read regex documentation for a while, I don't know. Look, my Python solution was just fine, thank you. I'm actually not taking feedback at this time, thank you. Lights in your grid are numbered from 0 to 99 in each direction. 999. Lights at each corner. The instructions include whether to turn on, turn off, or toggle various inclusive ranges given as coordinate pairs. Each coordinate pair represents opposite corners of a triangle, inclusive. Coordinate pair like 0, 0 through 2, 2 refers to 9 lights in a 3x3 square. Lights all start turned off. Okay, you can do this with some really clever data structures. Holy shit. How many lights are lit? So you don't actually have to simulate this, right? No, actually you kind of have to simulate this, don't you? Oh man, there's like some really clever data structure solutions to this, and I just don't want to. I'm really contemplating the extent to which I want to over-engineer this. Hey, Zoltar. I think I just want to simulate this. I don't know if I feel like going through the process, you know? Works, right? Oh. Alright. So I've got my input parsed. And I can just simulate this thing, but I don't... That feels really inefficient, you know? It just doesn't feel good. Whatever. Alright. We're simulating this stupid thing. You want me to create a visualization? Oof. This is like gonna be super inefficient. I can't believe that I'm letting myself get away with this. There's definitely a very clever solution to this. And I'm cheaping out on this, but that's fine. I can't think of what data structure I could use here, but there's definitely one. I need a two-dimensional range tree with the ability to provide augmentations to do range updates. A two-dimensional tree that allows me to do range updates. There's no way I'm coding that up. I'm not doing it. I don't do these types of streams often, but it seemed interesting. Being extraordinarily lazy right now. I'll consider it. Pretty sure this is crazy inefficient in Python. Like, really, really bad. Why is that 4 not highlight? Do I have a typo? Simulating this. Oh my god, I actually... That's why. There we go. 400, 410. You just finished implementing your winning light pattern when you realize you mistranslated Santa's message from ancient Nordic Elvish. Okay, so this is going to turn out really extra. Got it. The light grid you bought actually has individual brightness controls. Each light can have a brightness of 0 or more. The lights all start 0. The phrase turn on actually means you should increase the brightness of lights by 1. Turn off means you should decrease the brightness of lights by 1 to a minimum of 0. The phrase toggle actually means you should increase the brightness by 2. Alright, buddy. If I'm going to be doing this over and over, I'm actually going to implement this the other way. For light in... Liar. Oh, yeah, I did a very bad job here. What am I doing? Name light is not defined. Oh, yeah, Santa's... Actually, you can do this faster now, right? No, you still have to... Well, you'd still have to be able to do some sort of range updates, because if turn off, you, like, always subtracted 1, even to a negative value, this would actually be an easier problem now. Because you could know the total change that occurs every single step. Whatever. Some assembly required. This year, Santa brought Little Bobby tables, a set of wires, and bitwise logic gates. Unfortunately, Little Bobby is a little under the recommended age range and needs some help assembling the circuit. Each wire has an identifier, some lowercase letters, and can carry a 16-bit signal. The signal is provided to each wire by a gate, another wire, or some specific value. Each wire can only get a signal from one source, but can provide its signal to multiple destinations. A gate provides no signal unless all of its inputs have signal. Okay, I don't think this is too bad, but it's gonna be a little tedious. I have to write a rudimentary parser. Don't leave the light on, baby. Okay. Okay, I really need to think about this. What I need is probably some... I could probably do this in a really stupid way, but I think I'm going to attempt to actually implement this correctly. I'm going to try to do some memoization here. So I'm going to have a function... Nope, that's not how you write that in Python. It's def. Evaluate for an input. Okay, I just gotta think about this for a second. Alright, so what I want to do is I essentially just want to print out, so I need to parse all the input, that's fine. So inputs, so let's see, I'm smart enough for this. Let's see. Input to result equals the line split on the arrow. And I want to inputs result equals an input string. That's fine. So this now I have a dictionary where I can look up how to figure out what's coming in on the line. And now all I need to do is I actually have to parse that all out. So once I've done all that, then I just want to print the result of evaluating what A is. That's it. That's the answer here. So if input not in inputs, that's weird. Return none, I guess. I don't know. Otherwise, I have yeah, this is all the music I used to listen to in college. It's kind of my chill, nostalgic playlist. And so now I just need to parse it, right? So, if there's, so I can parse it. So parts equals s dot split on the space, and so now there's basically three situations that can happen. Either it's just a straight line passing through, which I think that might only happen with like regular numbers, but I'm okay with that not being the case. I think I can evaluate that. If the length of the parts is 1, if there's only one thing, then I need to look at what that one thing is. So A equals parts, A comma equals parts. And what I want to do is I want to evaluate whether or not it is a number or another symbol. So if A is in inputs, then return evaluate A. Else, what I actually want to do is I want to just parse as a string, or as if it, so return the int result of that. So I assume this is what works for me for just a single thing. And I don't know whether or not this portion right here is actually useful. The input doesn't suggest to me that that's necessary. So else if len of parts is 2. I think that might only happen in the case where it's a not, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'm intrigued that you have such similar tastes to me. I mean, not necessarily surprised, but intrigued. There actually might be a smarter way to do this. Hold on. Because I think I'm going to need this to make this easier. I need to evaluate whether or not this is an integer up here. So at the very beginning, the first thing I need to do is... Oh, actually, if it's not in inputs, I can just try parsing as an int. Let's just see if that works. I think that might get me there. Yeah, I think that gets me there. Okay, great. Return... how do I do bitwise not in Python? Python 3 bitwise not. Bitwise operators. Fantastic. Good stuff. Oh, it's just tilde. Evaluate B. Then parts equals 3. In this case, this is where I'm starting to get actual stuff. ABC. I'm gonna say A op B, because that's kind of what this is gonna be. In fact, let me write this a little more sensibly. Op A. So if op is not, then return evaluate A. Parts. If op is, and now we're dealing with like a lot of stuff. So I can get and or right shift, left shift. That seems to be the limit of what I've got. So if op is and, then return evaluate A and evaluate B. And I need to do some memoization here as well. Results equals dict. Results of input equals res, and I can return that as well. That's fine. Okay, so I can actually just shorthand this whole thing. Got it. If oh, actually, there's a smarter way to do this, I think. I can actually just like straight up replace the input, right? Wait, I can just straight up replace the input. I don't need this results dictionary. I can just replace it. So I can just say inputs I think this works. I think this technically works. This is a little, I'm not, I don't love this, but it works, I think. I don't think XOR was an option, but you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be thorough. Oh, I wrote it evaluate, and that's great. Why did that suddenly not... Weird. Hey, no problem. How are you doing, Chops? I think you're pretty great. Is this gonna work? I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it entirely. Oh boy. I had an okay day. You really can't return an assignment like that? Are you kidding? I mean, okay, I guess. Is type of a, what? How the hell do you do type of in Python? Is instance, really? All right, I hear ya. I see what you're about. If this works, Christ, this is going to be the first one where I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that worked. It worked. I cannot believe that worked. I'm going to be honest with you. I had zero expectations. Now take the signal you got on wire A, override wire B to that signal, and reset the other wires. Fuck you. Okay, so I'm still memoizing, but now I'm not obliterating everything in the process. So I evaluate A. Then I reset the results dict. Then I say results of B is equal to X. And then print evaluate A again. And I guess. Nice. It's telling me that I got the right answer often enough that I'm starting to think that they're not actually checking my input and they're just telling me I got everything right. Yeah, all I did was fix my memoization so I actually had a proper memoization dictionary. And then obliterated it after I did my first pass, but preceded it with the result of my operation. All right. I mean, it worked. It was like semi-clever. I'm semi-proud of it. All right. Space on the sleigh is limited this year, and so Santa will be bringing his list as a digital copy. He needs to know how much space it will take up when stored. It is common in many programming languages to provide a way to escape special characters and strings. For example, C, JavaScript, Perl, Python, and even PHP handle special characters in very similar ways. However, it is important to realize the difference between the number of characters in the code representation of the string literal and the number of characters in the in-memory string itself. For example, 5 characters. This is 10 characters of code, but the string itself contains 6 A characters and a single escape quote. Okay, this looks like this sucks a lot. Holy shit, this looks like this sucks a lot. Why would you do this? Yeah, it's for fun. Oh my god, this is not fun. This ain't it, Chief. Wait, oh man. I can use single quotes, right? Are there any single quotes present in this? No, there's not. That's good. So I could technically use single quotes except for... Hey, look at this. That did not give me what I wanted. Shit, this sucks so much. Just getting my input in already sucks. Give me a second. Let me just save this file. Okay. Oh, you can use triple single quote? Really? That's a thing in Python? Is it gonna like auto escape stuff though? That's the problem I was having. That was the thing I was having a problem with. The highlighting is making me concerned that this is going to actually escape things. Prefix it with R. Alright, well thank you. I'm glad to have learned stuff, thank you. That's the good kind of backseating. I didn't even know you could do that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. What a homie. Okay. So for each line, I just need to count the actual number of characters in the resulting string. So I'm instantly going to strip off the first and last character. So S equals S1 minus 1. So I don't need the start and end quotes. I mean, I can just do like a really basic for loop, and I think I'll get there. I'm trying to avoid the whole over-engineering this thing. I could also do this with regex pretty easily. Alright, well. I'm just gonna do this. And at this point, all I care about is escaped characters, right? Yeah, I don't love regex either. If I get a backslash character, then if the next character, if s of I plus 1 is equal to x, then this is one of those. I'm keeping a count. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to assume the count is all the characters, and then I'm just going to subtract from it. I think that might be a way that works pretty well. That just work. I doubt it. This doesn't seem to have like adversarial input of any sort. Woof! That's not correct. It's the other way around. Alright, now let's go the other way. In addition to finding the number of characters of code, you should now encode each code representation as a new string, find the number of characters of the new encoded representation, including the surrounding double quotes. It's literally just counting the number of quotation marks and backslashes, right? You don't have to evaluate anything. It's just going in reverse. That's literally it. Yeah, so it's just the number of characters that were in the original string plus 2 for the start and end quotation marks, and then I need to escape every single instance of a backslash or a quotation mark. So I just counted those and added again. Every year, Santa manages to deliver all of his presents in a single night. This year, however, he has some new locations to visit. His elves had provided him the distances between every pair of locations. He can start and end at any 2 different locations he wants, but he must visit each location exactly once. Okay, so traveling salesman? Is this literally just traveling salesman? I really don't want to implement traveling salesman. I just don't want. It's really short though, so it's really short. There's only 7 locations, which means I can just brute force it, right? I don't even have to really implement traveling salesman. I can literally just brute force this. I'm gonna implement this in a really, really lame way, but I'm just gonna brute force the whole thing in a really clumsy way. I just don't care that much. Why exactly should I not just brute force this, right? Why should I not brute force this? I'm trying to talk myself out of this. I'm enjoying it. I'm doing 2015 right now. Does this work? There's no way this isn't fast. 7 factorials, what, like a few thousand? Oh, it's just permutation, right? Alright, what's it called then? It is called permutations. Did I just not spell it right? Permutation. I'm an idiot. Answer's too low. Well, I'm glad that it actually works. Let me see. Let me make sure my code's doing what I think it's doing. That's not a list. Wait, is that actually working? Oh. You're right. And I don't want that help, but you're right. Just stop. Take the longest distance instead. So I just reverse this? Really? Okay. I'm glad I did a stupid brute force thing, because that made it way easier to just reverse it. Today, the elves are playing a game called Look and Say, which is apparently... Oh, yeah, I've seen this before. Look and Say sequence. Take turns making sequences by reading aloud the previous sequence and using that reading as the next sequence. 1, 2, 2, 1s becomes 1, 2, 2, 1. Yeah. Look and Say sequences are generated iteratively using the previous value as input for the next step. For each step, take the previous value and replace the run of digits with the number of digits followed by the digit itself. Got it. Starting with the digits in your puzzle input, apply this process 40 times. Okay. I'm just doing the oldest one first. I figured if I work on these a little bit over time, then once Christmas Day passes, I'll have all of 2019's ready, and I can do that as sort of a mobile stream while I'm out of town. That was my thought. I could do the same thing on my laptop. I'm putting a sentinel at the end for a reason. Or CH in input. That's good, bad actor. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I have what my previous one is, and every time I encounter something new, I'll know to dump it. I think this is probably the easiest way for me to implement it with my brain power. There might be a better way, but this is going to be the best way for me to implement it. If ch equals previous, then count plus equals 1. Else ch equals x, just dump at that point. There's a smarter way to write this. Let's see if this gives me something sensible. Yeah, okay. Of course I'm gonna have a typo somewhere. Okay, so I've got 1 3, 2 1s, 2 3s, 2 2s, 2 1s, and then 1 3. Okay, so that X here messed me up a little bit. And then 1 3. Got it. Did it say 40 times? Oh, hoofa doofa. There's no way that's right. There's a 0% chance that's correct. What's the length of the result? Jesus Christ. Okay. I'll tell you, that got out of hand. Neat, right? You might also enjoy hearing John Conway talk about this sequence. Starting again with the digits in your puzzle input, apply this process 50 times. Come on, man. That's not... There's no science to that. You're making me change the number. It certainly takes longer to run. Part 2 of that was not ready for me. Mutant Little, you can't just wahoo your way into my heart. But you can try. To help him remember his new password after the old one expires, Santa has devised a method of coming up with a password based on the previous one. Corporate policy dictates that passwords must be exactly 8 lowercase letters. Woof. I'm straight up having a bad day reading that. So he finds his new password by incrementing his old password string repeatedly until it's valid. Oh my god. I'm just reading this and I'm getting lightheaded. Just reading this is making me feel lightheaded. Must include one increasing straight of at least 3 letters. I mean, I get it. Passwords may not contain the letters I, O, or L, as these letters can be mistaken for other characters and are therefore confusing. 2 different, non-overlapping pairs of letters. I'm still lightheaded just reading this. Okay, so reinterpreting this as numbers is going to make this just work better, I think. Right? Doing this as characters is stupid. Does Python let me do character math? No. But I can do that. Okay. Okay, so I have actual character numbers. Passwords must include one increasing straight of at least 3 letters. 8, 14, and 11. Must contain at least 2 different, non-overlapping pairs of letters. Sorry, I'm losing steam. Doesn't Python weirdly allow this? It does. It's so weird that Python permits that. Do a big coding. Thank you, puppy. Would you do one of these and see if someone backseated for that? Well, I mean, I know C, but I really don't want to write it in C. No, I'm gonna do the big coding myth. Oh, it'd be fun to watch Tina do this in Haskell for sure. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Um... If is valid. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, thanks. I only needed one, buddy. His password expired again. Do it a second time. We did it! Santa! Have better passwords. This code's really bad. Alright. Santa's accounting elves need help balancing the books after a recent order. Unfortunately, their accounting software uses a peculiar storage format That's where you come in. They have a JSON document which contains a variety of things, arrays, objects, numbers, and strings. Your first job is to simply find all the numbers throughout the document and add them together. But, and please hear me out, why? I'm extremely over Santa right now. I gotta be honest with you. I'm extremely over Santa right now, if I'm being honest. I mean, I can parse it. I just I don't actually know offhand just how to iterate an object in Python. Import JSON. Raise objects, numbers, and strings. Does it have any floating point values in here? I don't actually see any floating point values. I'm going to just operate under the assumption that there's no floating point values. Isn't it items? Oh God, it's been too long. Yeah, it's items. Can objects have integers as keys? My assumption would be no. Uh-oh, the accounting elves have realized they double-counted everything red. Ignore any object and all of its children which has any property with the value red. Do this only for objects, not arrays. Is there a way to break higher? Oh, actually, I can just return 0, right? Yeah. Okay. I could have simplified that by putting that line in here. I didn't have to do a separate iteration for that. This should give me the same answer. Yeah. In years past, the holiday feast with your family hasn't gone so well. Not everyone gets along. This year, your resolve will be different. You're going to find the optimal seating arrangement and avoid all those awkward conversations. You start by writing up a list of everyone invited and the amount their happiness would increase or decrease if they were to find themselves sitting next to each other person. You have a circular table that will be just big enough to fit everyone comfortably. And so each person will have exactly 2 neighbors. They also are going to be eating spaghetti, and there's a fork between each one of them, and they require both forks in order to be able to eat their spaghetti.
Good times for a change.
Optimal seating arrangement. Got it. And there's only 7 guests, so I can brute force this as well. Let me get what I want this time.
Haven't had a dream in a long time. See the life I've had can make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
Oh yeah, optimization problem, but I'm absolutely gonna brute force this again. There's too few names for me to not just brute force this. It would be stupid for me to do anything else. Yeah, I'm just gonna generate all possible permutations. So here's all possible arrangements. Python is sexy? It's neat. It's neato. Is neato the same thing? Please advise. Okay. So I'm going to compute the cost by just zipping the whole list together, I guess. I'll do the same thing I've been doing. Arrangements is too long of a name. Oh, actually, I can go ahead and... Oh, nice. Alright, never mind. I was thinking I was going to have to do something weird with this.
One hand on this wily comet. Take a drink just to give me some weight. Some Uberman I'd make. I'm barely a vapor. They're shown a chlorine light on a host of individual sins. Let's carve my aging face up. Fetch us a knife. Start with my eyes. Down so the lines form a grimacing smile. Close your eyes to corral a virtue. Is this fooling anyone else? Never worked so long and hard to cement a failure.
Oh, no, I actually want the most improvement. Nice. Okay. In all the commotion, you realize you forgot to seat yourself. How silly. At this point, you're pretty apathetic toward the whole thing, and your happiness wouldn't really go up or down regardless of who you sit next to. You assume everyone else would be just as ambivalent about sitting next to you, too. So add yourself to the list and give all happiness relationships that involve you a score of 0. What's the total change in happiness for the optimal seating arrangement that actually includes yourself?
In your heart and it's growing. With burnt sage and a forest of bygones, I click my heels, get the devils in line. A list of things I could lay the blame on might give me a way out. But with each turn it's this front and center, like a dot stuck square in your eye. Every post you can hitch your faith on is a pie.
I know, I invited all of my friends to this dinner party, and I'm like, they probably wouldn't want to sit next to me. It's like, dude, take care of yourself.
And still to come, though it's part and you know.
This year is the Reindeer Olympics. Yeehaw. Yeehaw, gamers. You see your name on the side. Which part of the side do you see your name on? This is just a names list. This is basically an IRC client. This year is the Reindeer Olympics. Reindeer can fly at high speeds, but must rest occasionally to recover their energy. Santa would like to know which of his reindeer is fastest, and so he has them race. Reindeer can only either be flying, always at their top speed, or resting, not moving at all, and always spend whole seconds in either state. For example, suppose you have the following reindeer. Comet can fly at 4 kilometers per second for 10 seconds, but then must rest for 127 seconds. After the 1000th second, both reindeer are resting and Comet is in the lead. After exactly 25:03 seconds, what's the distance the winning reindeer traveled? How many reindeer are we talking? This is it? This is the whole thing? I'm sorry. This is the whole thing? Why? But then must rest for seconds. This is not most efficient, it's just easy and fun.
Comic celebrity takes a backseat as a cigarette catches and sets off the smoke alarm. What do you make of the truth?
I know. Faster to type a regex than to count the unders. Y'all really overestimate my ability to produce a regex on command. I feel like I need to go read some docs to remind myself how to write a regular expression. It's been a while. I'm sorry. I know how to do all of these things. I can't remember the last time I did any of these things. How do I do integer division in Python 3? I know they changed it. You can't just do the 2 slashes anymore, right? The thing is that Python used to have a truncating division operator. And I'm thinking it doesn't anymore, right? Oh, it does. I can still do that. Oh, okay. I was thinking that was in 2 and then... Ah, okay. Okay, hey there. I got you. Okay. So, I'm pulling all this information. And what I'm essentially doing is I'm counting the number of total flight times there's going to be. Number of bursts. And I figure out the distance that's traveled during those bursts. And then for any seconds that are left over that don't make up a total burst, I multiply the speed times either the amount of seconds remaining or just the flight time if the flight time is shorter. Whatever. It'll be a reference to it. To copy it, you need to do... This will make a copy of the list. Oh, the right answer is too small.
Manifestation of an old phenomenon. The breeze whips through the trees. The rustling leaves and branches band together. They're cued to sway forever by the forces of the Lord's choreography. I wondered all night about you. I've been here for years, just wandering around the neighborhood. Second, the combination of sights, sounds around us, sounds and hurtling.
Okay, what have I done wrong?
Teenager thoughts and fears. He passes big houses and family cars. They saddle the horses on cobblestone cars. Catches them in looking down from the stars, like it's done for years and years. I wondered all night about you. I wondered all night about you.
All those numbers are so close together, which is strange to me. I wouldn't expect that to be the case.
But feeling this way is just playing a part. It's been around for centuries. I wondered all night about you. I've been here for years, just wandering around the neighborhood. I wondered all night about you.
Maybe? So I get a reindeer. The distance they traveled is 0. I compute how long a cycle takes. It's the amount of time they can fly followed by the amount of time they can rest. So that's how long a total cycle takes. And I figure out how many bursts of that happen. And the distance traveled over those bursts is the speed times the flight time times the number of bursts that will occur. This should give me the same number. Okay. I can. I'm not at that point yet. I just want to read my code for a second. If the distance traveled is better than the best, and the best is the new distance, and then I printed out the wrong thing. 55. Hey, they even called it bursts. That's cute. Seeing how reindeer move in bursts, Santa decides he's not pleased with the old scoring system. Instead, at the end of each second, he awards 1 point to the reindeer currently in the lead. If there are multiple reindeer tied for the lead, they each get a point. He keeps a traditional 2503 second time limit. Of course, as doing otherwise would be entirely ridiculous. The easiest way to do this is just going to be to simulate it. Yeah, I think the best way is going to be to simulate this. It sucks ass. I'm going to simulate it. What is it? Collections? It's not necessary for me to do that. Okay, so in each second, I'm going to have to evaluate whether or not the reindeer is in a burst period to increase their distance, and then I'm going to have to evaluate all the scores. So it's 2 phases. First, increase all the distances, then evaluate all their scores. Now I understand why all the reindeer are more or less keeping pace with each other, is so that the lead changes hands often. Isn't it insert, or is it append? I can never remember. Python list append? Yeah, it's append. So for each of the reindeer, if I mod F time plus R time is less than F time, then I'm going to dist n plus equals speed. I think that should work. And then I go through all of them and figure out who's in the lead. Okay, so D is greater than best, then best, who equals dn. Actually, the who part doesn't matter there because I'm gonna have to look through all of them to figure out. Gonna figure out ties. So for n. Speed, F time. Actually, I don't care about all of them this time. I think that works. Not the right answer. Okay. I think it's because it should be I plus 1 here. Does this change it? I was concerned about this before, that it should have been I plus 1 here. I'm just gonna throw that at it. I'm not confident, but... Yeah, no backseating. I really just have to wait. Still too low, huh? Okay. So what's the question? How many points does the winning reindeer have? Okay. So at each time step, yeah, I+1 was not correct. I should have known that. Never mind. Okay. So I increase the distance by the speed if this is part of their flight time.
Oh, calmly, I will be with you when you lose your brain, chasing the only meaningful memory you thought you had left for some bright and bubbly terrible scene that was doing her thing on your chest. But oh, calmly, it is a nice bready yet you'd like to guess in your memory. You're drunk on your automy. It doesn't mean anything at all.
Right now I'm just doing 2015.
All of your friends are all letting you blow.
1059.
And ugly. Bursting with fruits falling out from the holes of some bright and bubbly.
Okay.
Friend you could
I didn't theoretically actually change any of the... Oh, I know what I did wrong, you big dummy! I was evaluating the best distance only in the case where they were flying. I did just a really stupid error. I had some code underneath this if statement that shouldn't have been under the if.
my enemy. I'll crush him with everything I own.
Alright, today you set on the task of perfecting your milk dunking cookie recipe. All you have to do is find the right balance of ingredients. Your recipe leaves room for exactly 100 teaspoons of ingredients. You make a list of the remaining ingredients you could use to finish the recipe, your puzzle input, and their properties per teaspoon.
Your father made fetuses with flesh-licking ladies while you and your
Ugh.
mother sleep in the trailer park. Thunder sparks from the dark of the stadiums. The music and medicine you needed for comfort.
Let's see. Your recipe leaves room for exactly 100 teaspoons of ingredients. You make a list of the remaining ingredients you could use to finish the recipe and their properties per teaspoon. Only measure ingredients in whole teaspoon amounts accurately, and you have to be accurate so you can reproduce your results in the future. The total score of a cookie can be found by adding up each of the properties. Negative totals become 0. And then multiplying together everything except calories. For instance, suppose you have these two ingredients. Um, this one's a little bit harder to just brute force. This one may actually require a real algorithm. I have 4 ingredients at 100 each. That's 10 to the 8. It's 10 million, 100 million. The search space becomes 100 million if I just brute force this. Actually, it's not true. The last one is set for me. Wait, no. Wait, this is actually more optimal than I was thinking. Okay, this actually isn't that hard to brute force, I think. I think. Actually, just for fun, I am going to parse this out. I don't really need to do this, but I'm going to because I want to, I guess. Everyone keeps saying regular expressions. I so badly don't want to. I really don't want to do that, so I won't. Making this way harder because I'm avoiding the obvious. I don't want to do it this way. I don't have to keep track of all the other information. Okay, so I've gotten all the ingredients, features. This is really stupid. I'm, like, struggling for a second here. Why am I struggling? I want to end up... I'm basically just trying to do, like, a map reduce thing. Let's see, what am I gonna do? Gonna optimize the zip of the iname and features. And there's 100 units left. All right. So I'm gonna write this recursively. Optimize. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to... I need to do like a map reduce. Python reduce. So I'm going to do this as really all I care about is the features. Features, ingredients, 0 for, let's see, for I in range of remaining amounts. So let's set up some base cases. If So for right now, this features list is going to be minus the last element of it. I'll probably have to change that for the second part. For I in range of remaining, if len of ingredients is 0, then return a length 4 list of just zeros. Okay. If remaining equals 0, return a length 4 list of just zeros. And so now I'm picking these ranges, and I'm going to say my contribution, or I'll just call it scale, is I times x for x in features. And then I'm going to call optimize so this is going to run recursively. Best. Oh no, I didn't think this one through. This actually doesn't work currently, I don't think. I think I need to pass it to the bottom, not to the top. Shoot. I'm still brute forcing it because actually I don't think brute force is a problem here. I think you can still prove that it runs, well no, it's still going to be exponential in terms of the number of ingredients you have. Am I using Python 3.8? Nope, 3.6. Great. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this one needs more work, and I gotta run for a meeting in just a bit. So I actually think I'm going to stop here for right now. I'll be back on later with some Mario. But I'm gonna stop here because I got a meeting in about 15 minutes, so. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Let's see what's on. I'll see you in a bit. Probably like in an hour or so.